Unfortunately for us, what happened to us on the account of the fall of man is that our desires, our instincts as humans sustain a possibility of becoming a lust. Are you there? Now, temptation is at the level of lust. All temptation is occasioned by the flesh. And I'm going to attempt to bring some very simple illustrations and definitions to aid our understanding of this matter. Now, I may want to introduce another scripture. James chapter 1 verse 13. He said, let no man say when he is tempted, I am tempted of God. For God cannot be tempted with evil, neither tempted he any man. Are you there? Then in verse 14, he gives us an understanding of what a temptation is. First of all, according to verse 14, temptation is idiosyncratic. Temptation is particular to you. So what constitutes a temptation to you may not be a temptation to me. But anytime a temptation is found, there are some factors that must be present. He said, every man is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lust and enticed. Now, so these are the features of a temptation. First of all, there must be a personal lust. And you know, I told you that something qualifies to be called a lust. It is legitimate when it's still a desire. But it goes into the territory, it enters into the boundary that attracts the interests of Satan the moment it becomes a lust. A lust is a desire that has gone beyond its boundary. Stay with me. I want to teach this weekend, okay? A lust is a desire that has gone beyond its boundary. A lust is a desire that has become illegitimate to seek because it is not within the confines of the principles of righteousness and the laws of God. So a lust is a desire that is sustained outside of the description of God's law. So you will need to break God's law in order for you to satisfy the desire that is sustained in the lust. So number one, we have in a temptation, the ingredients that make up a temptation. Number one, there is a lust. Number two, we need to understand that this lust is not a national lust, it's not a community lust. This lust is a personal lust. So temptation is within the context of personal life, not communal life or community experience. Thirdly, when Satan steps into the terrain, he uses this lust as a means of control. So Satan uses it as a means of drawing you away. So when we check, you know, my teacher, my mentor, he told me, if you want to test something and you want to test whether it is of God or it's of the devil, this is the liquid test. If it draws people away from God, it is of the devil. If it draws people to God, it is of God. So what temptation does is that, first of all, there is a lust, and the lust becomes a handle through which the devil draws us away. So there's a drawing away, the potential of being drawn away from the boundaries of the laws of God. There is a potential of being drawn away from the boundaries of the grace of God, to compromise the objective of God's grace. That possibility exists with a lust. Now, the lust is yours, but all Satan does for it to become a temptation is that he entices you along the lines of the lust you incubated, the lust you conceived, the lust you protected, the lust you sustained. All Satan did to make it an object that can draw you away is that he came and he enticed you. Now, enticement is one of the activities of demons. You are not with me? The other day when I was teaching about demons, I revealed 7 things that demons do. And demons are highly intelligent beings that lack bodies. They are persons without bodies. So a demon can actually engage a discussion with you. within the crucible of your thought. It can be the one communicating through your thought to you, and you will think you are the one thinking. I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there. So, one of the things that demons do is that they entice. But you see, a demon's enticement will be an act of futility if there is no lust in your heart as a foundation for that effort. It is the enticement that now leads to a drawing away. So temptation becomes a very powerful strategy in the hands of the devil in manipulating the focus of believers and giving them another reason to adventure outside of the scope of their calling. Are you following? The arrangement was not proper. Where is the location where you will find this spirit being? You know what? The moment you begin to pray and fast, you don't need to find him. He will locate you. He will trace you. He will come. I remember when I was posted to Lagos, I was still working and doing ministry. My wife got angry that he wanted to do 3 days spiritual exercise, fasting. On the 3rd day of her fast, somebody came through the wall and visited her in the room and said, Madam Sarah said you should stop this, your prayer, and went back through the wall. My wife is still here. Madam Sarah, we didn't know who she was. We had never sent her an invitation to our house, but she began to send emissaries into our bed. I mean, it was our bedroom that that messenger came. So she now called me and said, it's only when there's trouble that our wives call us. If they drive a car out and the car dies, they'll call you and say, come and take your car. The moment you begin to pray, he will come. So if you want the devil's address, the address is called prayer. Prayer. And you will need to defeat him. Your defeat of him in the closet, you will repeat in your ministry in the public. Because you have been able to bind the strong man, you will spoil his